I've got Apple's latest Siri AI running on iOS 27 beta, and today we are going to find out if it's actually good. We are testing it head to head against ChatGPT and Gemini. Same questions, same tasks, to see if it's finally worth switching to or if ChatGPT or Google Gemini is still the AI race winners. Let's get started. Okay, so before we get into what these AI can actually do, let's talk about how easy it is to just open them. With Siri, I've got like 4 different ways to pull it up. I can just call Siri, or I can long press the lock button. I can swipe down from the middle of the home screen. I can use the spotlight search to ask something to Siri, or I can even open the new Siri app directly, which, if you saw our last video, is a whole thing on its own. In terms of accessibility and how quickly you can ask something to Siri, it's a huge advantage point. Google Gemini on Android phones have that advantage, but Gemini and even ChatGPT on iPhones still have that single app interface to only work with. I can set action button and lock screen shortcuts, but definitely not as seamless as using Siri. So round 1, easy win for Siri. Even if it's 75% capable as the other two, just being so easy to access it from anywhere makes it far more usable. Okay, let's see how personal context works with all the 3 AIs. So when I asked all the 3 to check my latest email and summarize it, all 3 just did it fine. Not much of a difference there. All of the 3 have access to my email. Siri directly through my mail app, but ChatGPT and Gemini through Gmail connectors. But all 3 have my email access. But here's where it gets really interesting. Siri doesn't just have access to your email. It's got full access to your messages, WhatsApp, photos, notes, reminders, settings, and basically everything on your phone. And that changes what you can actually ask it to do. So I tried something like, send a WhatsApp message to Gautam saying, I'll be late today. Don't wait for me for dinner. I also asked it to write it a little nicer. And it actually cleaned up the tone for me. One tap and it's sent. I don't have to manually open WhatsApp, type it, and then send it. Here's another big advantage. I have this social media image. I will trigger Siri and ask, where is this place and can you start driving there? Siri has on-screen awareness and it can understand and take actions for things that is on your screen. ChatGPT and Gemini can't do either of these. They don't have access to any of the other built-in apps on my phone. They are smart, but they are logged out of your phone in a way that Siri isn't. So this round is another clear win for Siri AI. When it comes to actually reaching into your life and doing things for you, Siri AI wins this. Alright, let's zoom out a bit and look at the capabilities of these AI now. If Siri is still bad, it doesn't matter if it can be easy to access or read emails, right? Let's start with the app. The Siri app is still pretty basic. There is no option to pick different models for different tasks, no deep research mode, no study and learn, no agent mode. It's just Siri. One mode, one experience. Now, open up ChatGPT and it's completely different. You have got create an image, deep research, study and learn, agent mode. You can set up projects. You can even build and code apps right inside it. And on top of that, you get to pick your own model like GPT 5.5 or 5.4, whatever that you need. And you can also choose intelligence level too, like instant, medium, or high, depending on how much power you need for that particular task. Gemini is the same. You get all those same kind of options, plus your own model picker. 3.1 flash lite, 3.5 flash, or 3.1 pro. And you can adjust the thinking level depending on whether you want something fast or something that really sits and reasons through the problem. And there is something that makes a real difference day to day. With ChatGPT or Gemini, if I ask something and then exit the app to go to do whatever else I'm doing, it just keeps working in the background. I come back to it later and the answer is still there waiting for me. I even get a notification telling me it's done. But Siri doesn't do that. If you ask it something and then back out of the app, it just stops. Whatever it was doing gets cut off. You have to open it back up, ask again, and actually sit there and wait for it to answer this time. So when it comes to the actual app experience, the depth, the customization, the sheer number of tools packed in, Siri is nowhere close yet. It's simple, almost too simple, while ChatGPT and Gemini feel like full workspaces built for very different kinds of tasks. So this round, ChatGPT and Gemini gets one each. On the topic of AI improving productivity, I want to quickly showcase my very own AI powered task management iOS app. It's called the Ango Tasks. Many of you have used Ango Tasks and provided useful feedback. For those who haven't tried, it's available in iOS App Store. Please give it a try and share your feedback. The latest version has an upgraded, elegant, and clean UI. It has all the necessary features that you would expect from a task management app, like easy task creation, due date and time notifications, folder management, subtasks, notes, attachments, and a lot more. But today, I want to showcase its AI features that will improve your productivity significantly. And these AI features is what makes the Ango Tasks different from other task apps. To start off, it has natural language task parsing. So simply type in natural language with date, time, priority, and every detail will be extracted. Have a bunch of tasks or even list of items as text in messages or email, simply paste the whole text and Ango Tasks will extract every single task or item and create a beautiful task list for you. Have a whiteboard, screenshot, or even a sticky note with task notes on them. Simply take a photo and Ango Tasks will fetch all the tasks and convert them into lists. Even better, simply talk in your natural language of the list of items to get done. Your tasks will be extracted and beautifully organized. It can plan your day, two-way sync with Google Calendars, import existing reminders from Apple Reminders, and a lot more features. Give it a try. I'm sure you will not just love it, but also improve your productivity. Link to download the app in the description below. Thanks for supporting. Now, back to our comparison. Alright, let's talk about pictures. Same exact prompt for all three. Generate an image of a birthday party at a park with a table that has a cake with Happy Birthday Anya written on it in icing, 5 balloons tied to the chair, and a golden retriever sitting next to the table. The first version added a bunch of random kids and people that I never asked for. And it also threw happy birthday text on the balloons themselves. Also, there are 6 balloons instead of 5, and it wrote happy birthday Anya across the entire tablecloth. So now I've got the phrase repeated like 3 or 4 times in one image. It's not wrong, but it's not what I asked for. And the AI that created this image is Gemini. I really don't like this image. The next question is on the complete opposite end. It's simple, almost too simple. The cake text is there and it's spelled correctly, but the background is just plain grass, no party decorations, no table setup, and it gives me 6 balloons instead of 5 that I asked for. It gets the basic idea across, but it doesn't feel anywhere near as polished or accurate. And this image is generated by Siri. Did you guys guess it right? Now the ChatGPT's version. This one's my favorite, hands down. The cake text is spelled perfectly. The golden retriever is wearing a cute little bandana, and the whole scene feels like an actual birthday celebration theme. And the lighting, the details on the balloons, the strawberries, the forks, and the cookies on the table, it just feels finished and real. Even the shadows of the tree and the cake stand on the table when I zoom in looks very real. The other pictures are flat, no shadows on the table. So for image generation, ChatGPT takes this round clearly. It followed the prompt the closest and the image just looks the best. Gemini is creative, but it doesn't listen as well. And the Siri's image still feels a bit too basic. It's surprising to see how different the images were generated with the same prompt when comparing Gemini and Siri, because the AI model behind Siri is Gemini. Next up, image editing. Same photo for all the 3, and the request was simple. In the same image, add this person on the chair, ready to blow the candle. ChatGPT nailed it. Same exact scene, same cake, same background. It just added the person sitting on the chair, positioned like they are about to blow the candles. Clean edit, nothing else changed. Gemini did the exact same thing, kept the original image completely intact, and just dropped the person in naturally right where they were supposed to go. And then Siri just didn't get it. Instead of editing the photo that I gave it, it generated an entirely new scene. Different background, different everything, and worse, it puts a totally different person in there. It didn't edit anything, it just made something new and called it done. So this one's not even close. If you're trying to actually edit a real image, add something new or remove something, tweak a detail, ChatGPT and Gemini both handles it well. Siri isn't there yet. Okay, but overall, for working with images, ChatGPT is my go-to for now. But it's surprising how far Siri has come. The one place Siri is now genuinely useful is for image cleanup. Look at this comparison from iOS 26 and iOS 27. I can rely on Siri much more now to make even complex corrections, people or background removal. It's much more usable now. Okay, let's try this. Create a PowerPoint presentation on why heat waves are increasing on Earth with 5 slides covering causes, recent trends, and effects. ChatGPT did create the slides and it did give me a downloadable file, but honestly, I was surprised how basic it was. I've got the Plus plan, and this is not something that I could just take and use it in an actual public presentation. No numbers on the trends. It's very, very basic. But Gemini, on the other hand, really impressed me here. It built out 6 slides and it actually included images and illustrations to help explain concepts, not just text on page. Overall, this is genuinely something that I would feel comfortable working more on. The important thing is the Gemini that I'm using is a free version. And Siri, it straight up told me that it cannot create a PowerPoint presentation. What it can do is give you an outline of all the information organized slide by slide, so you can just go and build it yourself. So between these 2 rounds, the pattern's pretty clear now. Siri just doesn't do file creation. And this time, Gemini takes the win over ChatGPT. The visuals made a real difference. Now let's talk general intelligence. I'm guessing this is where people will most utilize each AI companion. Let me ask the same question to each of them. When and where is the FIFA World Cup final match happening? I'm in Seattle. Plan a trip for me to watch the game wherever it's happening. This question needs current knowledge, planning, knowing my needs, etc. ChatGPT and Gemini gave very similar answers, accurate and a descriptive itinerary. It also understood my past preferences like traveling with a toddler, food preferences, and stuff like that. Overall, I've got everything that I need in one response. Now let's take a look at Siri. Siri did answer the direct question where the match was happening, but for the plan and itinerary, it didn't proceed further. It asked if I need suggestions, but I was looking at an itinerary. I definitely prefer ChatGPT or Gemini here. Here's another thing. I'm not sure if Siri AI has memories from my past conversations, like my preferences, my needs, and stuff like that. Maybe it knows through my emails or messages, but if not, I do not know if there is a way to ask it to remember like ChatGPT or Gemini does. For very simple one-line questions, I will default to Siri, but for anything remotely complex, I will still go to ChatGPT or Gemini for sure. Okay, this is like a rapid fire section. There are multiple small differences that I noticed and I want to capture them all together in this section. First, speed. I feel Gemini usually responds the fastest of all 3. ChatGPT is also fast depending on the model that I choose and the thinking level. But by default, it's a tad bit slower to start responding when compared to Gemini. Siri, I would put it as the last, but not by much. All 3 are very close. That it shouldn't matter much. UI, Siri is very clean and minimal. I like how it displays cards and infographics, which looks really nice. Gemini and ChatGPT are more feature heavy, but if I have to pick one, I like ChatGPT the most. It's minimal while still being feature packed. Talking of features, this is where Siri clearly lacks the most. As I said, the app is bare minimal, while ChatGPT and Gemini have tons and tons of features: memories, projects, financial connections, third party connectors, notebook integration, and it's an endless list. The best part is, unlike Siri, new features are being added to both almost every week. So, hypothetically, if even Siri may be comparable for now, ChatGPT and Gemini's features will have a larger gap just in a few weeks, while Apple is very slow to release more features. By the way, the new Siri is only available on iOS beta right now. Okay, last one, let's talk money. ChatGPT's free tier exists, but Plus runs $20 a month with a pro tier at $200 for people who want the heaviest usage. At $20, you get GPT 5.5 thinking, Sora video, full codex limits, deep research, agent mode, and no ads. Gemini is basically matched at $20 a month for the AI Pro tier, but here's the thing. The plan also bundles in 2 terabyte of Google storage plus deep integration with Gmail, Docs, and Calendar. So, depending on how you use it, that $20 might stretch further if you're already living in the Google ecosystem. And then there is Siri. The pricing and capabilities of Siri is the most complex of all, I would say. First, it's available only on Apple Intelligence supported iPhones like iPhone 15 Pro and above, not even the base iPhone 15 model. And then the distinction between free and paid. This was in fine print, but basically, the new Siri AI is free with limited usage for Apple Intelligence enabled iPhones. People with iCloud subscriptions gets more Siri usage. Higher limit starts with $3 a month plan, which is still cheaper, but the usage is a little unclear and what each tier unlocks. Okay, what's my verdict? Siri AI is a lot more capable. It can genuinely contend against the flagships like ChatGPT and Gemini. Image generation is usable, personal context is great, super easy to access. So, will I switch to Siri AI? No. And I'll tell you why. In today's world, using AI is also like an ecosystem lock in. The more you use it, the more it knows about me, and the easier it is for me to get back my answers. Once I create projects, memories, instructions, the harder it is to transfer to another AI assistant. And Siri is not there yet to make that switch. It lacks so many features of ChatGPT and Gemini. It's still a simple answering machine, unlike others. I need customization, I need connectors, I need that ecosystem. And most important of all, I know Siri won't improve for another year at least. Apple is terrible at rolling out updates, while I know ChatGPT and Siri will get far better in the next few weeks. So, sorry Apple, Siri is great, but not yet for me. Now, between ChatGPT and Gemini, it's really close. You won't go wrong with either, but my personal pick is ChatGPT. I like its connectors library, image generation, and it's a well-rounded LLM that is good at almost everything like document creation, writing, general knowledge, tool use, etc. What do you guys think? Comment down below. I'll catch you in the next one. This is Sanjana. Bye-bye.